Bye. Thank you. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Seminar Virtual Product Presentation Session in RailwayTech Indonesia Digital Expo and Webinar 2020. First of all, let us praise and thank God as we are blessed with health and the opportunity to start our product presentation now. This event can be held because of the support from various parties, including the main sponsors of this event. We would like to thank you to our main sponsors, PT Wika Beton and Intamin Transportation, and also strong support from Ministry of Industry Republik Indonesia, Ministry of Transportation, and the associations. It is an honor for me, Sevia Sari, from GAME Indonesia, to become the host for today's session. This session will be presented by our exhibitors from RailwayTech Indonesia Digital Exhibition, where they will share about their products or experiences. The speakers from this session are from the first we have Sony Imaging Products and Solutions, and then we have PT Wijaya Karya Beton or Wika Beton, and the last from Intamin Transportation. In this time, Mrs. Leon will lead us as the moderator. Without wasting time, please welcome Mrs. Leon. Mrs. Leon, time is yours. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Sevia. Welcome to all of speakers and audiences in product presentation of Indonesia Railway Digital Expo 2020, Day 1. We like to thank the Ministry of Industry and Ministry of Transportation, Republic of Indonesia, and associations for their great support. We also like to thank to our platinum sponsors, PT Wika Beton and Intamin Transportation System for their faith and belief in us to hold this event together. Now, we will start the session of product presentations from the exhibitors of Indonesia Railway Digital Expo 2020. We will have 3 speakers in this session. Each speaker will have their presentation for 15 minutes. For Q&A session, all attendees can ask the speakers by writing it in Q&A column, or raise your hand, or you can write it down in chat forum. Please write your name and to whom you ask the questions for. After the presentation, the speakers will answer your questions. Now, the first presentation is about introduction of NFC Felica from transit to retail contactless ecosystem building. Our first speaker is Mr. Yosuke Kobayashi, a Southeast Asia leader of Sony Imaging Products and Solutions Incorporated. Mr. Yosuke, are you there? Could you please turn on your sound?
Yep.
Okay, that sounds good. Okay, you may deliver your presentations and you have 15 minutes.
Right. Then I'm gonna start. Okay, first of all, I'm honored to have my first webinar at RailwayTech Digital. In this webinar, I'd like to introduce Sony Felica from transit to retail. So I'd like to cover, first I'll explain what Felica is, and then how it's used in the world. And then, the last but not least, I'll talk about a bit of the future, like how we can expand our service in Indonesia. The screen is a bit slow, maybe. Right. Then before starting my webinar, I'd like to introduce myself. So, kenalkan, nama saya Yosuke Kobayashi. Saya bekerja di Sony dan tinggal Tokyo dan Yokohama di Jepang. Tapi saya pergi ke Jakarta minggu depan. Dan saya mulai bekerja di Sony daripada 2009 dan daripada 2018 saya mulai Felica Business. Oops. And Sony Felica belongs to Sony Group. And our company is Sony Imaging Products and Solutions. But we also have one sales representative at Sony PT Sony Indonesia. And I will be based in PT Sony Indonesia from next week moving forward. So nice to meet you all and looking forward to have face-to-face sessions from after COVID-19 is over. Okay, then I'd like to proceed to explain what FERICA is. So FERICA is a contactless IC card technology. If you live in Jakarta, I think you may be familiar with this kind of technology. When taking trains, when taking bus, or when driving your car on the highway, you use a contactless IC card for your payment. FERICA is one of such technologies. By the way, is the screen all right? It looks a bit slow. I'm moving to slide 6. And FERICA, I'd like to explain where FERICA is used. In Jakarta, the commuter line, KCI, then MRT Jakarta, then LRT Jakarta is using Sony FERICA for their ticketing. So I'd like to talk why they choose, you will understand why they choose Sony FERICA when I explain the features of Sony FERICA. So I'd like to explain key features of Sony FERICA. The first feature is its speed. So when you tap your card on the reader or the gate, the communication starts with like to detect a card and then authenticate to avoid any fraud transaction. Then the gate will read the data in the card and then write the data onto the card. All this process can complete within 0.1 seconds if you use Sony FERICA. An example in Japan is that the throughput of the gate at the station is 60% per minute. So every 1 minute, the 60 passengers can go through a gate. So you may understand Sony FERICA is a fast technology, but you may also think, well, it's fast, but is it really required? Actually, indeed it is. This is simulation. The left-hand side shows a simulation of 47 people per minute to go through the gate. Actually, this is a map of the station. And there's, at the center, there's a gate. And each dot are the passengers. If the gate is capable for the 47 people per minute, then the passenger flow is still smooth, even in the peak hours in a busy station in Japan. But if the gate is only capable for 32 people per minute, then there's a congestion. So the people get stuck before the gate. But in the peak hour, the train keeps coming. Then a lot of the passengers get off the trains, like every 2-3 minutes. But still, if the gate is not capable, it is dangerous for the passengers as well. So our fast ticketing technology is also important for the railway safety as well. And other than the speed, we also have several features. The one is security. Our Sony FERICA product has acquired EAL6+, which is the highest security as a smart card, contactless IC card. So we are confident about the security. Also, we support multiple applications. So just one card can be used for multi-purpose. I will touch upon this on the later slides. And also, last but not least, is the standardization. FERICA complies with ISO International Standard 18092, which is NFC, Near Field Communication. So our technology is fast and secure with a multiple application based on international standard. That is Sony Ferica. Is that slide okay? Then I'd like to move on to the next chapter, which is use case in the world, how it's used. The Sony Ferica, the first commercial use of Sony Ferica happened in 1997 in Hong Kong. You may have heard about Octopus. And in 2001, Japan started commercial use of Sony Ferica. And after that, there are several projects around the world, and many projects has launched using Sony Ferica. And from 2004, we started mobile Ferica, which means you can use these kind of contactless IC card technology with the smartphones. And up until now in Japan, both Android and iOS phones are supporting Sony Ferica. Let's take a bit of detail about the use case. This is a case in Japan. Of course, this one is Suica. And this Suica card can be used as a transportation, of course, as a railway. But many of the cases, the train may not bring you to your final destination. So you need to transit to bus, or maybe taking taxi, or maybe driving your car by yourself. In Japan, Suica card can be used at all the transportation modes. And on the way to your destination, you may need something cold to drink. Then just you go to convenience stores or the vending machine and using the same card, then you can make payment. So starting from transportation, the operators in Japan is expanding its service for the customer's convenience. In terms of transportations, actually there are many transportation cards depending on the region of Japan, but it's already integrated. So any card can be used at any place of Japan. And for mobile, as I said, both Google and both Android and iOS support Sony Ferica as a mobile. So customers in Japan can use their mobile phone as a card. I touch upon Hong Kong case. As said, Hong Kong is the first case of Sony Ferica commercial use. And so far, over 36 million cards and products are in circulation. Note that Hong Kong's population is approximately 7.5 million. So it's quite a big number of the products are in circulation. And the daily transaction is over 15 million processed. And in Hong Kong, just like Japan, most of the transportation mode accept this Sony Ferica Octopus. And they're also promoting for the retailers, the merchants, and they also use smartphones as well. So Japan and Hong Kong is a kind of advanced case for Sony Ferica. And we also have several projects around Asian market. Due to time, I will not touch upon each of the projects, but in Vietnam, India, and so on, we also have several projects. So that is how Sony Ferica is used in the world. And following part is the last chapter of my presentation. So I prepared two stories that how we can support the convenience in Indonesia. The first one is interoperability. Currently, the commuter line, MRT Jakarta and LRT Jakarta adopt Sony Ferica for the ticketing. However, at the moment, it's only used at each transportation mode. So MRT card based on the Sony Ferica can be used at MRT Jakarta only. The KCI KMT can be used at KCI only. So that is the current situation, but we are going to integrate those cards so that each card can be accepted at any of the transportation mode. As said, in Tokyo and in Hong Kong, it has already been achieved. So we are quite happy to support it in Jakarta. And there's a news about the PT Jaklingko Indonesia and going to integrate the fare system in Jakarta, maybe afterwards in Indonesia. So actually, our technology is quite ready to support the ticketing integration. The other story is a multi-application with transit card. So as said, as you saw in the case of Japan, like the card can be used for transportation, but this card should also be the, for example, employee ID or student ID. So said, Ferica support multi-application. So just bring one card to get on a train, to take trains, to go to your office. Then maybe you buy something nearby for your breakfast with the MRT same card. And then get into the building, the security gate, to pass with the same card. So you can make it all in one, so that the more the customers can enjoy the convenience. So we are quite happy to discuss such a story for the future at our booth. So it seems a bit far away, but we used to have a bit big traffic jam in Jakarta, and it may come again when the COVID-19 is settled. But in that case, the public transportation is an important role to solve this congestion. And we are happy to support it with the convenience provided by Sony Ferica. So last part is a bit of art. So far, I'm quite fast explaining one by one, like the Japan case, what the Ferica is, how it's used in Hong Kong. I skipped many of the part, but we are happy to have you at our booth. And we're also going to release our new product shortly, RCSA 21. So please come and visit Sony booth so that we can discuss further. Okay, so we wish to make positive contributions and provide more convenience to Jakarta or international market. So we are waiting for you at the Sony Ferica booth. See you there. Thank you very much.
Thank you for the presentation, Mr. Yosuke. Arigatou gozaimasu.
Arigatou gozaimasu. Terima kasih ya.
To our platinum sponsors, Wika Beton and Intamin Transportation System, thank you very much for your that we can hold the event successfully. Now, let's continue to our speaker from Wika Beton. The second presentation is Innovation in Infrastructure Maintenance, and the representative is Mr. Yomil Rafianda, the Deputy Project Manager, Track Work of LRT Jakarta Project. Pak Yomil, silahkan cek sound-nya, Pak.
Sorry for the Mr. Yosuke. Just turn off your share screen, please. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Pak. You have 15 minutes for the presentation.
All right. Okay. Could you see my presentation, Bu?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. My name is Yomil Rafianda from Wika Beton. Today, I will present about our product, the slab track monoblock sleeper that apply in MRT Jakarta and LRT Jakarta from Velodrome to Kelapa Gading. But today, I will give the hints to you, the insight to you about how to make a decision to choose the slab track monoblock sleeper based on the life cycle cost under uncertainty. Okay. Okay. This is my profile. I graduated from the civil engineering, and I got my master in railway system engineering and integration in the University of Birmingham. And my last position as deputy project manager for the track work of the LRT Jakarta, the Expo's LRT. Okay, this is our corporate structure, Wikabeton. We have for the three subsidiaries, Wika Kobe, Krakatau Beton, and Wika CLT. And we also have the one associate company, Wika Pracetak Gedung. All right, this is the presentation today. I have present this topic in the international seminar last week for the fifth Plano Cosmos seminar. This is the collaboration of our research from Wikabeton, University of Lampung, and IKPT. IKPT is the work package contractor for the track work in the MRT Jakarta. And we also help them to supply the PC sleeper for the slab track. All right, as you know, in Jakarta, we have a urban railway. We have mass rapid transit, and we also have light rail transit. What is the difference both of them? Based on the slab track, they have a different type of the slab track, and why we choose the slab track in our urban system, because of they offer a longer lifetime and a less maintenance compared the conventional track, the ballasted track system. And we also can put the anti-vibration to as the damping system. All right. Every project requires a smart, sustained, and reliable system. And so if we can use the smart, sustained, and reliable system, we can answer the challenging, the constraint in the project. Maybe you know our constraints in the project are cost, quality, and time. And these are the advantages of a ballastless system. Okay. To help you to make a decision when you want to choose the slab track system. Today I will explain you how to choose the slab track. In my research, we use the Monte Carlo simulation. So we start from use the expert elicitation and historical data to get the failure rate and the potential cost impact. And using the Monte Carlo simulation, we can considering the life cycle cost under uncertainty. And this is the formula to get the risk value, and to get the risk. So we should transform the uncertainty on our system, on the slab track system, to be the risk. So we can make decision how to choose the slab track. All right. Let me show you the drawing of the system. For the figure 1, this is the slab track system that used in MRT Jakarta. This is the Japanese system, and on this system they put the anti-vibration here underneath the slipper to to deal with the noise and vibration. But for the figure 2, this is the slab track system that apply in the LRT Jakarta. The difference is we put the anti-vibration system underneath the rail. So it means the anti-vibration system included in the fastening system. This one is a fastening system, and this is the anti-vibration system for the type 2 in the LRT Jakarta. All right, these are the picture of the slab track system in MRT Jakarta. We installed the slab track in the tunnel section, and also we installed the slab track on the elevated section. And we installed the anti-vibration system underneath the PC sleeper. This is the PC sleeper. And you can see it, MRT Jakarta and Wika here. And this tunnel also produced by our subsidiary, Wika Kobe. And this is the picture for the slab track in LRT Jakarta. Maybe you can see the difference. The anti-vibration sleep system was installed underneath the rail. But both of them still use the same system, the PC sleeper embedded with the slab track. All right, this is the calculation how to get the risk value to compare both of them. This is the calculation for probability, and this is the calculation for how to get the impact of defective or fail of the slab track. I will inform you, we use the a variety of failure of time based on the expert elicitation, and also the initial structural cost based on the expert elicitation and historical data. And this is our simulation using the Monte Carlo simulation. We got the information about the minimum risk value, maximum risk value, but when you use this simulation using the Monte Carlo simulation, you will get the risk value that have the 90% of level confidence. So it means if you want to help the decision maker to choose the slab track, you can use this value because you got the 90% of level confidence. The red one is the system for the MRT Jakarta. We got the risk value, 90% risk value is 3,900 something pounds sterling. Meanwhile, for the LRT Jakarta system, we got the risk value 3,100 something pounds sterling. So you can see the risk value of the slab track in LRT Jakarta is less than the risk value of the slab track in MRT Jakarta in terms of life cycle cost approach. All right, so the approach life cycle cost under uncertainty can be used to transform the uncertainty into risk parameters, such as the probability, impact, and risk value, which can be quantified and assessed by decision makers for choosing the type of the railway slab track to be implemented. Thus, it is possible to justify how risky is a chosen type based on its risk value. And also a combination of historical data and expert elicitation was found useful to be deal with lack of specific data. Okay, and instead of single value in deterministic risk qualification, this approach offers a range of possible risk parameters outcome with a relative likelihood and level of confidence to be considered by decision makers when assessing the associated risk and selecting slab track to be implemented. And based on our Monte Carlo simulation result shows that the type 1 slab track in MRT Jakarta value is 3,900 something, whereas the type 2 from the LRT Jakarta is 3,100 something. This comparison indicates that type 1 is riskier than the type 2 to be implemented in respect to the higher cost of unplanned maintenance. All right, thank you. And it's my last presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Pak Yomil. Presentasinya cukup menarik ya.
Thank you, Bu.
Okay, once again, we like to appreciate our platinum sponsors, PT Wika Beton and Intamin Transportation System, for their great support on Indonesia RailwayTech Digital Expo and Webinar 2020. Now we will have the presentation from Intamin Transportation System. Mr. Franz, are you here already? Okay, Mr. Franz is not here yet. Okay, why don't we skip to Q&A first before Mr. Franz come and give the presentation? Okay, we have around 10 minutes. So if any one of you have the questions, don't hesitate to write it down and ask the speakers what you want to know from them. Okay. Hold on, let's see. Okay, it seems, okay. Let me ask from myself to Mr. Yosuke. Mr. Yosuke, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Mr. Yosuke, could you share us a little bit about your further plan when you come to Indonesia? I mean, is there any other plan besides transportation? Because I heard that Saudi Felika will try to penetrate to Indonesia transportation. And do you have any plan besides the transportation, maybe from finance or anything?
Well, at the moment, our current target is transportation, because as explained in my webinar, the speed is quite important for transportation, the major feature of our product. But starting from transportation, but we are going to discuss, I mean, I should say, we are discussing with the transport operators how they can expand the service, maybe to the other e-money. They already have e-money license.
Yes,
and
we have here.
Yeah, so currently we are discussing with them, and of course, if there's any opportunity for the other industry, we are happy to support. But the current focus at the moment is the transportation to expand.
I see. We will look forward for the contribution from Sony.
Yeah, we look forward to.
And can you share a little bit, maybe you have done your research, the comparison between transportation in Indonesia and in Japan, because I'm sure we can learn a lot from Japan regarding transportation.
Well, I'm not sure if I'm in the position to talk about that, but at least like the both commuter line and MRT Jakarta is, has a strong connection with Japan. And personally, I actually before COVID-19, I often went to Jakarta for business trip, and I took MRT Jakarta and Kachi a lot of times, and it's. Well, as a service, I should not talk about, but for the ticketing, like it's quite okay. But like I said, at the moment, when, for example, if you transit from commuter line, if you get off at Sudirman and take MRT Jakarta to Duku Atas, then you need to switch the card.
I see.
In Japan, we don't do that, or like we do it in just one card. It's more convenient, and yeah, but it's the case in Japan. So we like to find a way like how it should be in Indonesia with our partners.
Okay, I just got information that Mr. Franz is here.
That's good.
Hold on, Mr. Franz, can you check your sound? Mr. Franz, are you there? Oh, can you unmute, please? Mr. Franz, please check your sound. You are, can you turn on your sound and your video? Let's check the sound and the video.
Yes, okay.
Okay. Okay, let me give the introduction first to our audience.
Yes.
Okay, now we will have the presentation of monorail system transportation solution from Intamin Transportation System, represented by Mr. Franz Zerker. I hope I don't mispronounce your name, Mr. Franz.
Yes, that's fine. Thanks. Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Franz is a vice president and a member of board of Intamin Transportation System. Okay, Mr. Franz, you have 15 minutes for your presentation.
Okay. Just a second.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, fine. Can you see the screen with the monorail train on the front page?
Yes, it's very clear.
Yes. So, first a word to myself. As told, I'm Franz Zürcher. I'm Vice President of Intamin Transportation. And before coming to our product, I give just a brief introduction of our company, just to show what our company is doing. So Intamin was founded in 1967. So we have a track record of over 50 years. So Intamin is divided into three main divisions. One division is the monorail transport. Then another division is installations for parks, for amusement parks. So the biggest, fastest roller coaster on this earth are coming from our house. Also, many other thrilling park attractions, I mean the huge ones, are normally from our house. Then a third division is our electrical division. So for all the projects what we are doing, the electrical equipment, power feeding, communication, signaling, etc., is coming from our house. Intamin has realized over 1,200 projects worldwide. Intamin is a diversified group, what we will just see then after in the presentation. And Intamin has carried out projects in over 30 countries. So just to see where we are located, Intamin is a Switzerland, Liechtenstein-based company. In Liechtenstein, Switzerland, we have, of course, beside the management, a big engineering capacity, project management capacity, etc. Then we have our factories in Germany, in Slovakia, in Hungary. Then we have also facilities in Netherlands, Japan, USA, and South Korea. So all these countries, it's not only a representation, it's also an organization taking care about local part of supply and of course after sales, etc. And then we are also, you see also in China, and we are also present in Indonesia. So let's come to the product now. Intamin has a bit another approach than other rolling stock suppliers in the market. So the traditional way is very often to purchase rolling stock from rolling stock suppliers and do the infrastructure by other suppliers, by infrastructure suppliers. Intamin sees its product not only as supplier and fabricator of the train. Of course, we do it, and we will see. But we understand our product as a system, as a full system. So means beside the trains, there is also the track, means track elements and columns in prefabricated elements. We design, we supply, and on site for installation. Then another part is communication equipment. We design and provide all kind of communication equipment like CCTV, public address system, announcement system, and displays in the train, on the station. Intamin provides also control and signaling equipment. So Intamin is one of the very few suppliers worldwide providing a signaling system based on communication-based train control, means newest state-of-the-art technology. Then Intamin provides station equipment, be it ticketing, CCTV cameras, platform screen doors, all what is needed for equipping a station. Then Intamin provides electrical power feeding, means line electrification, also electrification of the infrastructure of cars, emergency power, etc. Then other elements of the systems are track switches, automatic track switches, then depot equipment. On the picture, we see a diesel engine-driven service vehicle for going along the line and doing maintenance of the track and wayside installed equipment. Then Intamin has its own operation and maintenance organization. So we have a lot of feedback also from operation maintenance for optimizing our products and having the expertise for training of our client. Or if the client wishes, we can be in the first phase of operation maintenance also on site and accompanying the client until all the work tasks goes smooth. Transportable, this is to bring in the depot the trains to the different tracks. We have a strong engineering division, so we can tailor the product to the client's needs. Then we have a team of advisors going around the world, coming on site, accompanying the entire construction phase and until operation and maintenance as told. We can even provide also erection and installation, mostly then together with local partners. And one specialty is electrical power generation. Just looking back at the product, which we do not call train, but we call it system. Since we address the entire system, since we can supply all the equipment, this brings us in a position to optimize our product in a way to bring down the cost. So we know if the entire product, the entire system is in one hand, where we can achieve significant cost reductions without any compromise to quality, without any compromise to ride comfort or reliability of the system. This is simply only because we optimize to fit and precisely tailor every system component to our system, not more and not less. And this is a big factor of cost saving. That's why we have a product where we believe compared at the same performance level, compared at the same capacity level, that we can make very interesting offers. So, beside the system, we have different type of trains. So we have for each application the right train. This is another factor for bringing down the costs of, say, such a transport system. So our train is not always specified. Our train is fitted to the right application. So we see here the urban transport train. This is a train designed to the urban transport standards for public transport in cities and at airports. This is a fast running monorail train and with the high speed we can achieve with few trains high transport capacity. Then we have a lighter train, the Snake. This is a train which is designed for medium or lower transport capacities in the range of 1,000 to 3,000 up to maximum 5,000 passengers per hour per direction. Then another train type, this is the Caterpillar. The Caterpillar is designed for tourist environments and parks. So we have large panorama windows giving a good outlook to the environment, giving the opportunity to the people to take pictures. And all passengers in these trains are seated. So Intamin is also already working for the future. Even larger trains for high mass transport in megacities. This is right away what is on our drawing board to come out as a next product. And then due to the high engineering capacity of Intamin, we can tailor the train or design the train to the client's needs and to his wishes to have a unique train in the city. So for design, for fitting the product to the need of the client, I guess we are the right partners, and we have done some nice projects. And then one specialty is the mountain monorail. We can, of course, we are a Swiss company, we have mountains. So we have also designed transport systems for mountains going steep inclines. And if needed, also snow and ice and all this is no issue. And finally, we have also rail track bound trains and vehicles. This is basically a product for a private railway line, local railway line, etc. So then we need, as told, also to have a specialized equipment. What we see here is a diesel engine-driven service vehicle, fully equipped with brushes to clean if needed, snow disposal. We can have moving platform moving to the side of the track, doing maintenance along the track. Track switch is a very important element, automatic track switches. And especially track switches need to have a very high reliability. Everybody can imagine if a track switch would not work, then the system is down. And this is one element, having fast track switches, providing high capacity of a line. Okay, then traversal unit, I already mentioned this. Okay, this is a small insight in our products. So I thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Mr. Searcher. Could you stop your screen sharing, please?
Okay. Just a second. Okay.
All right. Thank you. Now, kunjungi apa? Materinya kunjungi ibunya aja. Okay. Okay, now we come to the Q&A session. We have around 10 minutes, so don't worry, write down your question and we'll try to answer all of them. For the YouTube viewer, you may write your question, then we try to ask the speakers from here. Okay, let's see, we already have the question. Hold on. The first, okay, now it's for Mr. Yosuke, comes from Pak Teddy Cahyadi. Mr. Yosuke, get ready with your sound, okay? The question is, what is the form of the development of the Felica card in the development of rail transportation modes with other supporting facilities in Indonesia? Okay.
I didn't get it clearly. What is the mode?
Okay. Pak Teddy is asking, what is the form of the development of Felica card in the development of rail transportation mode facilities in Indonesia? Maybe it's how Felica card can support Indonesian transportation system. Maybe you can share a bit.
Okay. Okay. Like our smart card technology is used for train transportation ticketing. So most of the times it is a part of AFC, which is automated fare collection system. So the physical card will be manufactured in Indonesia. We just provide a part of the card, but to incorporate it to your system, then we have a lot of meetings with your AFC IT team. Is that, am I answering your question? I'm not sure.
Pak Teddy wants to know what kind of form of Felica for the transportation in Indonesia. I mean, how can Felica card supporting Indonesian transportation with Indonesian facility?
Indonesian facility?
Yeah, whatever we have, the system in Indonesia, what kind of support from Felica that can be, that can penetrate to Indonesian transportation?
Well, still I'm not that clear, but
are you supplying the hardware only?
Oh, yeah.
Or
actually,
software? Or
yeah, our primary business is hardware. So the part, like there's a chip inside the card. and we're providing that chip. But like we give training to the car manufacturers, for example, and we also talk with the AFC team of the transport operators so that they can properly incorporate our card. So we do our business mainly is the sales of the product, but we also provide some sort of consultancy or like supporting technical support as well.
Oh, I see. Okay. But Teddy, that's the answer. If you are not satisfied enough. Okay, now the next questions for Wika Beton, Pak Yomil. The question comes from Pak Pupung from PT Kereta Api Indonesia. Can Wika slab track product that implemented and suitable for level crossing plus not stable subgrade in PT Kereta Api?
All right, thank you, Bu. Maybe I will answer the question.
Yeah.
From Pak Pupung. Okay, Pak Pupung, maybe let me explain you about if you talk about the level crossing, it's a little bit different with our slab track. If you want to apply the precast concrete for the level crossing, you will use the railway crossing precast concrete product. So it's a different type of the precast concrete part. And if you talk about the not stable subgrade, maybe you can improve the subgrade first, and after that you can still use the ballastless, because the reason of use the slab track system in the urban railway is to decrease the weight of our structure, because we use the elevated structure and we install the slab track also in the tunnel. So we need to decrease the weight of our structure. So a little bit different of the implementation if you compare the urban railway and the main line. Main line, let's say the track line that managed by the Ministry of Transportation, maybe like that. Thank you, Pak.
Okay, and let's see is there any more question? Otherwise, Mr. Franz, yes. Can you share a bit about your nearest plan for Indonesia market?
Yes. Actually, we have looked 2-3 years back more deep in the Indonesia market because we start to further develop our worldwide network, and so we observed Indonesia, and we have seen that in Indonesia public transport is very active with big projects going on, not only in Greater Jakarta area, but in other cities as well. And so we started then to intensify now our activities in Indonesia. And as you know, these kind of infrastructure are taking a few years, where we are on a good way now. And we target now to have a first system in Indonesia. And then, of course, our aim is to provide public transport in cities in medium capacity range.
Okay. Now we have another question. I think it's for Mr. Yosuke from Pak Hari Sukocho, also from PT Kereta Api Indonesia, Indonesian Railway.
Yeah.
Okay. The question is, what is the payment system, whether joining the banking system, and how this ticket will detect fraud related to the origin and destinations of passengers?
Well, let me answer from the latter part about the fraud. For alphabetical card, do the mutual authentication, which means the gate authenticates the card, and the card authenticates the gate, so that to make sure that the card and reader is the proper one, it's not a fraud one. So that's the mutual authentication prevents fraud. And also, if there's a multiple application on one card, for example, even in that case, we make a application firewall in between the applications, so your data is still safe. For the detail, we can discuss separately in the meeting or maybe with our booth, but that is a basic idea. And for the first part, what is the payment system whether joining the banking system? What is a payment system whether joining the banking system? Means when, how?
Maybe he is asking whether Sony has cooperation with Indonesian banks.
At the moment, unfortunately, no. But so like the bank card is not Sony Ferica. Yes, but like when we suppose transportation operators to get e-money license, like we also developed some applet along with Bank Indonesia's regulation, but not directly to providing any Ferica products to the bank at the moment. But we are happy to do it if there's any opportunity.
Okay. Okay, now I encourage the audience. Come on, you have still more time to ask the speakers, and they are still here to assist you with the answers.
Bu, may I ask a question to Mr. Franz?
Oh, okay. Be my guest. Come on.
All right, thank you. Mr. Franz, I'm Yomil from Wikabeton. Based on your presentation, something crossing in my mind that the Intermin expertise is produce the rolling stock for the monorail system, isn't it? Or you have the other expertise to produce the rolling stock for the light rail transit or mass rapid transit, or you just have yeah.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
We are do a rolling stock. Point of view of public transport, we do a rolling stock for monorails, and we do. You have seen we have products. We have also trains on rail track. This is a rather product for special applications, but we do not intend to go with this type of rolling stock for public transport in the city or the big green cities and so on. So these are rather private applications at some locations, at some special locations for private operators. Normally or typically a few kilometer rail track and train for connection.
Okay. And do you have a strategic partner in Indonesia, Mr. Franz?
As I told before, we are started now to explore the market. We are getting more and more active now in Indonesia, and of course, in the course of this exercise, we are looking for strategic partners. And the only way we think we can advance is together with a strong partner.
All right, thank you.
Okay, now any more questions from the audience? No? Okay.
Two more.
We still have 2 more minutes.
We have the other question in Q&A column. Please check it. From Adrian Zulfikar, member of MASKA.
Oh, okay. Oh, no, it's not the question. This is the introduction. Okay, thank you, Pak Adrian, for joining us.
No, it's the question, Bu.
Hmm?
It's the question. He asked about the system in the train in Soekarno-Hatta using the rubber tire wheel and a concrete rail. And he asked about, is it possible to use this system in mountainous West Sumatra?
Oh, okay. Could this the question for Pak Yomil?
Oh, me, yes. Okay,
Uh-huh.
I'll answer it.
Okay. Please help to answer this.
Okay, thank you, Pak Adrian. Okay, I will explain you about the different system that we use in Soekarno-Hatta. Wika is the infrastructure contractor for this system. We built the elevated track for this tire wheel system in the Soekarno-Hatta. But this system only user for the airport. So in my opinion, you can't use this system for the mountainous West Sumatra province. It's a little bit different. If you want to use the system for the mountainous, you have the old system from the Dutch in West Sumatra. So you could not follow this system for your village. So you can still use the old system, the heritage railway from the Dutch in the West Sumatra.
Okay. I think time is up. For all the audiences who still have questions, we encourage you to visit the booth of our speaker so you can have further discussion with them or more deep answer to them, and you will have more satisfying answer for the questions. Okay. All right. That's about it. We hope all the explanations from the speakers could give you some insights. To visit their booth. You may contact our speakers directly, or you may send us the email if you have further questions. I would like to apologize for any mistake during this event hosting. Now, I will hand the stage back to Ms. Sevia. Thank you, Ms. Sevia.
Okay, thank you, Mrs. Liu. Hold on for all speakers. Please keep turn on your camera. We will take virtual photo for documentation. Please get ready your position and keep smile. And I will count to 5 for the pause. Okay, already I will count. Mr. Franz, okay. Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold on. Okay, all right. Thank you, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your attendance and participation in seminar virtual product presentation today. We are very grateful for all of the speakers today who have shared valuable knowledge and experiences with all of us. And thanks to Mrs. Liu as our moderator for making this event run well. Thank you, Mrs. Liu.
Welcome.
Furthermore, we will provide virtual certificates for the speakers as our appreciation, and we will send the certificate to speakers via email. Okay, for Mr. Yosuke Kobayashi. Thank you, Mr. Yosuke, for your sharing today.
Kasih ya.
Terima kasih, Mr. The second is Mr. Yomil Rafianda. Thank you, Mr. Yomil, for your time.
You're welcome, Bu.
And the last, for Mr. Franz Zucher. Thank you, Mr. Franz, for your sharing.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your attendance and participation so that this seminar virtual product presentation carry out very well. If you need presentation materials from today's speaker, please send your inquiry to the email address which featured on your computer screen. We would like to inform that we also have Indonesia Railway Virtual Conference session, which held from 12:30 p.m. with theme Indonesia Railway Projects Comeback after COVID-19 pandemic. This virtual conference will present the experts from rail industry. And in addition, we also have RailwayTech Indonesia Digital Expo 2020, a digital platform where the visitors able to find the companies who showcase their products like railway construction, rolling stock, railway service or ticketing, equipment, and components for rail industry. Ladies and gentlemen, please be informed that this event is run with the support of our main sponsors, PT Wika Beton and Intamin Transportation, and also strong support from Ministry of Industry Republik Indonesia, Ministry of Transportation, and the association for their support and faith they have been giving us until now. We want to inform you that we will have the 4th edition of Indonesia Railway Tech held in March 30 to 1st April in Jakarta, Indonesia. We will be glad to welcome all of you in this great event. Well, seminar virtual product presentation we have finished. It is an honor for us, Game Indonesia, to present the product presentation from exhibitors of RailwayTech Indonesia Digital Exhibition today. Please rejoin us tomorrow, 28 October at 10 a.m. with other presentation from small and medium industrial companies from Ministry of Industry Indonesia. Hope you feel pleased and take advantage of this presentation. RailwayTech Indonesia is the right opportunity and time to feature your innovation, technology, and solution. Lastly, I am Sevia Sari. Thank you, and I do apologize if there are any words that displease you all. See you tomorrow and good afternoon.